It looks like it's a lot, but once you get down to it, it's the same as a parlor, just with more technology and automation in it. You are now watching Farming with Duffy Ag. Dropping packages off, Carlisle Post Office. You guys are awesome. We're headed to work. Hey, the lady that came in behind me said you're beautiful. You don't want to talk about it? Was she flirting with you? Is that what you're doing? Alrighty, we're headed to work. I'm gonna show you a little of what I've been doing for a day job for the last 4 years. Since end of the month, I'm done. And as much as I'm excited for the future and moving forward, I'm gonna miss it. I work with great farms and I work for a great dealership. I do not work for corporate dealer valve. A lot of people say, why don't you get a dealer valve job in New York? I used to work for corporate dealer valve in New York. I was based in New York, covered the Americas. So yeah, we're gonna be busy next year. That is why and I'll still support these guys as far as phone support, which I do a lot of that anyways. As you guys know, it's a flexible job. But let's jump down, and we got some maintenance to do. I gotta wrap up what I need to finish before the end of the year, so they're in a good place. And I'll show you a little bit of what goes on. So she must have come over and tried to hang out with Yanko because he's sitting there waiting. But great people at the post office. I really appreciate them because they've really helped me out. DuffyAg.com. Merch is still 20% off. Duffy 20 till December 16th. So go check it out. So, day job. I work on robots. I work with people. We install robots. I am at one of the farms and I'm doing maintenance today. Featuring 3 robots. This is a retrofit facility. So this was built on, but the roof was here and everything else like that. But 3 robots in a row, outside, just a regular freestyle barn. Let me see what we got. It might be cows. Yeah, so all lined up. How you doing? Doing good? But freestalls over there. So people say, oh, new facility, this and that. There's some retrofits that work really, really well. It's all expectation and how you're going to manage it. So, number 1 robot. This one sends all the milk. They use their existing milk room. There's actually 2 tanks. I think we're the only place that switches in between it automatically in the US for a robotic system on the scale that we're doing it, because we're switching not at the milk truck pickup, we're switching midday because of the tank sizes. Plus we got Herd Navigator here, which is one of 3 in the US of the Herd Navigator 500, which is basically a vet in a box. There's more coming now. I was informed on that by somebody. But here's how it goes. So these are V300 robots. Dealer Valve has the classic robots. We have 3 V300s here. The high school is a V300. There's 2 others getting delivered and installed. And then everybody else is a classic. So the attachment, the camera, functionality changed of that. It's like an updated model, like updated tractor, updated car. But service kits. So there's 12 service kits. And you can see this kit is number 5 for a V300. And then they start back over. So you do one every 4 months. So 3 a year. And they do the rubber components. I actually did open these up, but let me give you a rundown. These are very user-friendly robots. I do give them a lot of credit. So we do have this add-on, which is for Herd Navigator. This is how it pulls milk out and then sends it to Herd Navigator. Well, pretty self-explanatory. Receiver jar, tea cleaner, milk pump, all your valves. In the US compared to Europe and Canada, well, the rest of the world, we have more sets of valves. So where they would only have 2 valves at locations, such as they don't have that valve there. And then they also don't have this valve there. And this is all the wash components, chemical injection to clean, washing both the system, tea cleaners, all the air valves. It looks like it's a lot, but once you get down to it, it's the same as a parlor, just with more technology and automation. So milk meters, milk pumps, valves, pulsators, shut-offs. Yeah, ain't too bad. But, alrighty, we better open these up and get going. And see what we got to do. So here's the components in this kit. 4 bags. That's the tea cleaner. That's the little O-ring that actually goes into sealing for the air purge. So when a robot's done, ready to go to milk or transfer or changing location of where it's sending milk, it's got a little O-ring in here. It injects air at a high rate, purges that line so there's not milk left in it wasting milk. We got plungers and everything for tea cleaner. The connectors, that's the diaphragm valve on the bottom, along with some other connector valves, milk meter gaskets, and then we're rebuilding the milk pump and the valves. So nothing too crazy. So as it's milking, you come over here, click, manual close stall. Then when she's done, kicks her out, and then it's gonna sit and let us actually do it. And depending on the farm, Yanko's got his own little spots where he goes. So here he likes to lay in between all this stuff. And then when somebody comes, he'll party it up. At some farms, he goes in the offices. At some farms, he runs around. Like tomorrow, we got maintenance. In the morning, he'll go with the girl that feeds calves and party up with her. And then he'll put himself back in the office when she leaves. So just he's got it all figured out. Some places he goes in the houses, some places he goes rides around on the gators or rides around as they're mixing feed. So you living the best life over there? He's a good dog. So alrighty, let's see on this screen. So she's milking out. She was expected to make 20.3 pounds. She made 20.1, so real close. And then it says what the difference is between them, milk flow and everything else like that. We can click on the individual cow. So she's 191 days of milk. She's a Holstein, 2.3 milking per day. Expected calving is 727 of 23. So yeah, doing pretty good. One thing with the V300s, they restricted a lot more ability right off the robot. So that touchscreen, you can do some stuff, but not much. You actually have to log in either on a laptop, on the computer here, to do a lot of stuff. So I am currently logged onto the computer in the other room, and I'm in Service Tool, which allows you to do everything on the robot. The thing you gotta do is you gotta come in, click that, light turns on, and then it allows me to actually run through my phone and do the functions. So we're rebuilding milk pump. We're doing the diaphragms in there, diaphragms in here, gaskets there, gaskets up here, seal in this, plunger in this. There's a connection in the back that we're changing. Actually, yeah. So things are good. But I'm gonna dive through that. I'll give you a little rundown of what goes on as I do it. But this is why I do not show much of my day job, because I got a lot of things going on and I have very little time, because we're not milking cows right now. Which, yeah, when you're milking cows 24 hours a day and I come in and stop things, it slows things down. So let me do some work. So this is where you got to know what you're doing on the phone. So I got this pulled up, and you can turn it on and off. Makes putting it on way easier. But we got the connections. We switched that rubber. We rebuilt this pump. So got the old one swapped out, and what I'm actually doing is I'm switching out stuff that fails, rubber. So switching out prior to when the life expectancy of it to start ripping, because it is designed that if it starts ripping, right there you see there's a little hole. You guys might not be able to see it, but that leaks out to tell you that it's ripped. Same with all the valves, anything like that. So if there is a problem with something, it's there to show you. And that does happen. The rubber of the world nowadays is not what the rubber used to be. Just part of it. So got the whole diaphragm down here. That gasket swapped. Everything inside of here is getting swapped out. So got a little bit to do. And what this does, that's your flapper valve for mixing it prior to it taking a sample. That's your sample draw tube on the side there. This thing literally just flaps around. Well, it draws out, comes up, goes into this block, and then it tells it where to go. Okay, rebuilt. Everything's rebuilt here. We've got some valves to do, gaskets up here, connectors, gaskets. This light is absolutely awesome. So it's magnetic. Granted, everything in here is pretty much stainless steel. I don't even know if we got any steel around here. But different settings, top, bottom, side, indicator on the back. So you can see that's one. And there's even a red light setting, which is kind of cool. But then if you, oh, and there's a flash. Then you can use it like a regular flashlight. So as you know, Olight is always hooking the lights up for not only me, but you guys too. So they got a sale going on, monthly sale, got a lot of cool stuff. I got that light. This is actually a headband light, but this is what I was talking about, Pre-Runner 2 Mini. It's magnetic, it's sideways. I use it more like that than anything else. But, and of course, I always got my go-to Baton 3 Pro that you can see everything. So yeah, never in my life did I ever think I need as many flashlights as I have now. But like, this thing is sick. So it's magnetic, it folds up, it swivels. It's freaking absolutely awesome. And it's a Swivel Pro is what it's called. They're all labeled on it. So link down below, check them out. Yeah, great lights. Everybody who's had them. This is the one that my buddy actually told me. He had one like this, and it was his go-to. It's just tiny, and it's just ideal. So, all right, let me keep working here. I got some more work to do, but yeah, check them out. You know, it also helps the channel out when you guys check these products out that I do support, because they support me, and they have an awesome, absolutely awesome setup. Like, this thing is sweet. I'd recommend going and getting just one of these. Just even if you have everything else, get this. So, Swivel Pro. So, let's see what else we got. So we've gone through these. We got these blue gaskets, which are the milk meters. We rebuilt the milk pump. So you got your carbon, the O-ring inside of it, the seals, snap ring, little washer, the connector. So dwindling down on stuff to install. Change the gaskets out, change the diaphragms out, O-ring for purge, and then we come back here, hit our light over. We unhook this whole lid comes up, and we do the gasket in there. We gotta turn it a little bit. And then 2 bolts up here. Let me get you some light here. So the Allen wrench ones on either side, that pulls right up, and then that whole piece comes out, and we'll rebuild that. And what this contraption actually is, come on. Oh, we got vacuum on in there? Feels like it. There we go, it's out. This is your teat cleaner. So all your teat cleaner solution that goes through. And then this cup here, which cleans the teats. It's basically like a jacuzzi with some solution in it, cleaning solution that cleans the teats. and then air dries them, vacuum dries them, so they're clean, sterile, and dry, ready to get rock and roll to milk. So this is the plunger that actually works it, but that controls the vacuum while it actually cleans, and then the canister controls holding the solution. Nothing too crazy. So you got a plunger at the bottom. Go ahead, take this off, and this bottom piece is actually a guide, so it doesn't break in the hole. The big thing is, these just wear out in the ends. I don't know if you guys can start seeing it. Yeah, there's a little bit buildup of residue from cleaning, but you see it beveled over, where it should be more of a 90. That is the issue. And if you over tighten these, they'll leak. So, leak vacuum, and then it makes everything mad. So, just snuggled enough to get going. Might have to do something here. There we go. Too snug. Just about right. I've done this a time or two. And then you pull this one apart, which this is spring loaded inside, so that is why I'm pulling it out. And how it works is it puts air to it, which forces it down, which closes the bottom, which allows vacuum to come through the top. And then there's another valve that's up at the top that actually closes everything as far as vacuum to down to here. Fuck. What we're changing is the rubber of it. So both the plunger, there's two washers there. The plunger sealer and the gasket that goes around it. If you don't change this stuff, either it starts leaking or it gets nasty and like dyed and your hands are black from it. So if you don't know, milk is the second most tested food product in the US. Baby food's number one. So, sanitary side of it, and that's why the US has a lot more regulations than other countries. Alrighty, so from there, we just got to do the gasket and the back connector. So you pop the bracket off, and back behind here, let me get you guys some light. Back behind there, we got this connector that's swelled up some, so you know it's been utilized in the wash process, so the heat chemical makes rubber expand to distort it some. Old part, new part, so a little swelled up. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, this is just the wash side of it. Gasket's back in there, we're hooked back up. Put my air line back on. So we are done with the preventive maintenance, the parts. And as you see, this is the gasket that came out. That's the outside of it, so don't worry about that. But a bunch of little rubber parts. I don't even know what time it is right now. Where's my phone? So what we gotta do, because we made it unhappy, 140 already? Holy smokes. I did stop and talk to the owner for a while about everything. Let's acknowledge it's gonna make us do a rinse. The receiver needs an empty receiver, because we moved the valves so it knows something happened. And it has to check itself. It's also got to make sure that there's no milk left in the receiver or unknown milk left in the receiver. Since if it ever puts a treated cow in the tank, that is a no-go. That load of milk will be rejected. So treated, fresh, anybody with unsaleable milk gets diverted, and the whole system, the whole milk line that touches gets washed. So now we should be happy. Let's see, it's probably gonna ask wash. Since I know we were good. Actually, let's do a system rinse. Run through because we had everything apart. So it's gonna do a system rinse. We're still logged in because that light is on, and as you see, take control. So let's go back here. It's gonna line up its system rinse and rinse the system, and then we'll put it back into milk. And I should probably get boogieing because I got 2 more of these to do. Granted, I took some time showing you guys what I actually do and what goes on inside of here. These covers should come off at some point. They're just plastic covers and well. Alrighty, we'll probably jump to that one. Then we'll do this one. So it's gonna go into a system rinse. Expected time 4 minutes. It says the tank cannot accept milk. And away it goes. So make sure we got no leaks or anything like that. That is a big visual thing. You do something with the robot and then you come back and you double check. Make sure no leaks, make sure no problems, all the valves are in the right place. So as I dive into this one's getting ready to go. So it's pre-spraying iodine. Well, pre-spraying a solution. We're using Ocean Blue as their solution. Post-spray is iodine. So it has 2 different functions as far as spraying. It's gonna go in and wash each teeth, then it will attach. So you can see it's in the function. We go over here. And I accepted, ID'd, disinfected, teeth cleaning, and then it will go down its list. So she's supposed to make 23.9 pounds. Should be good to go. So I'll check back as I'm working on this one, make sure everything's good there. But I'll catch you guys once I get some of this done. This is why I don't film, because it does take some time to get you guys the right angles and show you everything. Should have brought the head strap, head mount. So this is why you always check robots after you're done. The diaphragm right there, I didn't get it all the way in. And I was messing around, came back and it was bubbling. Took a little bit, we got it in. We good? So we are rocking and rolling. 3 robots all done. Once you're done with that, come over here and this is service tool, so it's waiting for a cow. When we close it, it says, do you want to do an action? No, we're good there. And then you got to go ahead and put in that, oops, sorry bud, that you did maintenance and that you actually entered it, and that's always recorded based on that day. So the inspectors can look back and say, when was maintenance done, when was this changed, blah blah blah. Alrighty, we're gonna get out of here. Time is at 5 o'clock. Took longer than I expected, but some days you win some days you lose some. Talk to them for a while, since all my farms do know I am leaving. So yeah, I'm gonna miss doing this and miss the good people I work with. So alrighty, it is Taco Tuesday, so I better get going because I do have an hour and 20-minute ride home and edit some videos, ship some packages. Duffyag.com, you got till the 16th with the 20% off. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good one.